From the Virgil, a production of the A&A Media Group and Consider It Done Productions. Award-winning, aging, and awesome. Here are your hosts, Kai Sisson and Aaron Breen.
Come on in, welcome to Aging and Awesome, the show that brings you tips on navigating life after 50 and ideas on enjoying every step of the journey. Right, Breen?
Absolutely. You know what? We have got a lot planned for you tonight. We are going to celebrate 25 years of community service. That's by Northern Nevada Hopes.
Plus, a look at dealing with peripheral artery disease that can cause numbness in your limbs. Dr. Evans, with Comprehensive Integrated Care, is here to chat tonight. And of course, we'll take a spin in my cab, and later, we celebrate some of you.
But first, up tonight, we're going to focus on Compassion Dental. If you have ever been without dental care, then you know it can lead to a lot of problems with pain, health, and even self-confidence.
Enter Compassion Dental, a faith-based program that brings those in need together with those who can and are willing to help. They are doing all they can and have high hopes for growing in the future. Have a look.
The Compassion Dental Clinic in Sparks is busy all the time. I mean, there's never a lull in the action here. The work is specifically for uninsured and low-income adults.
Our patients are generally, they hold one or two jobs. They just don't have insurance, and they spend every available dollar taking care of their families and their situations, and so they have nothing left for insurance, and they find themselves not going to a dentist for many years.
And there are a lot more people in need than you may realize.
It's a lot, and unfortunately it's about 75,000 adults who are uninsured, low income, that fit our income within 150% of the poverty line.
Which means these phones are always ringing.
We get maybe on average about 50 calls a week. Everyone who calls is actively hurting, so they're all in pain, and most of them have been suffering with that pain for a long time.
We're crying every day because of the hurt that comes across that phone.
Every patient that doesn't have teeth will admit that they didn't take very good care of them to begin with. And so they fell through the cracks in the sense that they didn't come to the dentist, so that little problems became bigger problems, became catastrophic problems.
The dentists, assistants, and hygienists, they all volunteer on days off from their regular practices. The rest of the operation, including all the supplies and the equipment, is funded through donations. Dr. Paul Brosi has been volunteering here since it opened 8 years ago. In fact, he and his wife helped grow this from an outreach project for their church.
We decided we wanted to do mission work here in our great community of Reno and Sparks.
They're both dentists.
In private practice, we saw the need over and over again. And again, instead of heading to a third world country, we thought that third world country was right here. Yeah. So that's why we got to, help to get it started.
Generally speaking, we have about 200 to 250 visit treatments a year here at the clinic by our professional volunteer staff. And that really treats about 60 to 70 patients a year, because usually it takes 3 or 4 visits for a patient to get healed.
We get in here and we think, oh, it's going to be one easy filling, and sometimes we'll end up pulling 6 teeth if that's what needs to be done.
And the overall need for this service is growing.
When I started in 2020, we had maybe about 150 people on the list, and right now we're close to 400 on our wait list. So it's grown exponentially.
Don heard about Compassion Dental through a friend and is getting dentures fitted.
Oh my God, so appreciative. I mean, I can't, from my heart, my God. If it wasn't for them, I'd be toothless, put it that way.
They're working on a program to send patients to other dental offices, to expand the service. But that takes transportation. There are other groups helping children and veterans with dental needs in the area. The dream is to create an oral dental alliance and build one dental clinic and emergency room for all.
So if we could run a full-time clinic, which we're trying to do, we could help a couple thousand patients a year.
Seems like it could be kind of depressing. Why do you do this?
there's such a need and there's no one else doing it out there. And so it just, it was really a God thing how I got the job in the first place, and then just being here, it really is just a heart thing, you just feel for all these patients, and it's kind of hard to leave once you've talked to them and you see the need, you knew what's out there, you just really want to help.
This particular mission on my part is to give back. I was raised in a household that was one of gratitude for everything we've been given. So dentistry was very good to me, so this is the least I can do.
They really are helping this community one smile at a time. And if you need help, or if you're able to offer some help, you can contact them at Compassion Dental. That phone number is 775-358-8913.
Great, Breen. Thank you so much. Still to come, Northern Nevada Hopes is celebrating 25 years of service, and we are celebrating them tonight. Plus, Dr. Brian Evans with Comprehensive Integrated Care is taking on arteries, recognizing problems and treating them. And there's this week's Test of Trivia. That's in my cab. But first, we reconvene with Aaron Breen in just 90 seconds.
Thinking about moving or downsizing? You should meet my good friend Marsha Rambo with Realty One Group Eminence. With over 35 years experience and specializing in helping older people. If you're looking for a home that better fits your lifestyle, Marsha is the right person for you.
Thanks, Joe. I'm Marsha Rambo, and I'm a realtor. I'll help you find the right home at any stage of your life. Whether you're considering selling your home or making a purchase, give me a call at 775-395-9133. Together, we'll make a plan that will best work for you.
Call Marsha today and tell her I sent you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tammy from the TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of Reno. There are so many issues you might be experiencing, from jaw pain and headaches to snoring, sleepiness, and difficulty concentrating. We are the only TMJ specialists in Northern Nevada providing comprehensive TMJ and sleep apnea treatment. We're proud to offer same-day imaging to get you on a path toward relief from your symptoms. Our non-surgical TMJ treatments will help you breathe, sleep, heal, and most importantly, live better. Call to make your appointment today.
Living at Lakeside Manor, an independent senior living community in the heart of Reno, means pleasure for the residents and peace of mind for their families. Rooms are available now, starting at $15.80 a month. Take a tour of Lakeside Manor today.
I'm a former football player from the 60s, and believe me, I know Medicare.
Wait a minute, this guy doesn't know which Medicare plan is best for you. He teases benefits that may not even be in our area. And then, when you call, someone in a cubicle across the country sells you something. The Medicare Store team lives here and works here. They give free, unbiased, personal Medicare advice. Trust the Medicare Store, not the football guy. Come on by or visit themedicarestore.com. Hello there, come on in. Think back when you were, say, 10. Did you even imagine where your life might take you? I've known people who at 10 said they were going to be doctors, and they actually stuck to it and they did it. But I know that I never could have even imagined how my life has unfolded. I never thought very far ahead when I was a kid. When I was 10, all I really wanted to do was play the piano. In college, I took a job working at the student radio station, and I was in complete amazement to see that writing stories was just as exhilarating as writing music had been for me. Now, that led to changing my major to journalism, just a big choice. After 30 years of television news, I was able to walk away and move to Ireland, where I found a whole renewed love of audio and radio. The sound, that's what makes radio just come alive. And now I get to use my television background on this show with Kai and tell stories that I actually want to tell. And I get to be creative with audio on my podcast. It's called Aaron's Isle. And if you had told a 10-year-old me that I'd become a reporter, write 2 books, be on this show, and have a podcast, I wouldn't have believed you. And I probably honestly would have asked, what is a podcast? But I think my point is that life has a funny way of unfolding. We are all faced with so many options and decisions, and each one takes us in a different direction to different places where we meet different people and find more choices to make. And just think how different life could have been had we made a few different choices along the way. For some people, the journey is a straight line, and for some of us, it's a pretty circuitous route at best. But no matter how we get there, it sure is good to feel like we're where we were meant to be. For Aging and Awesome, I'm Erin Breen.
Reconvene with Erin Breen is presented by the Medicare Store. The Medicare Store is local and gives free, unbiased, personal Medicare advice. Visit the Medicare Store today.
Life is story. Pages of amazing adventure and narrow escapes. Bold steps taken, races run, chapters on love and hard lessons and new beginnings. Your life, your legacy, our privilege to serve. Morningstar Senior Living.
Do you or a loved one live in a nursing home? Do you know that you have rights? All residents have rights guaranteed by the Federal Nursing Home Reform Law. They include the right to be treated with dignity and respect, to privacy, and to develop a comprehensive plan of care with the staff. Other rights include the right to be fully informed about care and treatment options and to file grievances. There are protections in case of involuntary discharge or transfer. Know your rights. For more information about residents' rights or questions or concerns, contact your Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. They are advocates that promote and protect the rights of residents in licensed long-term care facilities. Visit www.theconsumervoice.org for more information. That's www.theconsumervoice.org. Theconsumervoice.org.
Have we forgotten how difficult it is for older Nevadans to get to life-saving medical appointments? Have we forgotten how important connecting with others is? But what if you had neither? What would you do? The Nevada Rural Counties Retired Senior Volunteer Program provides zero-cost transportation and companionship for older Nevadans in rural counties. Make a difference in the life of a senior in your community. Become a driver and friend for RSVP.
I thought there was nothing people could do about scams until I found Better Business Bureau's Scam Tracker website. There, I learned about scams in my area.
I lost a lot of money.
And I shared my story, too. I was offered an online work-from-home job. I spent all this money on course training materials, but there was no job. So be careful.
Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome. Better Business Bureau. Start with trust.
Aging and Awesome is proudly presented by Reno Regenerative Medicine. Do you experience joint stiffness, tingling, burning, numbness, back or neck pain? Have you been told drugs and surgery are your only options? Reno Regenerative Medicine empowers patients to heal naturally, avoid unnecessary drugs and surgeries, and get to the root cause of your pain. Reno Regenerative Medicine, located in South Reno and in Sparks, is ready to evaluate and help alleviate your pain so you can get back to doing what you love. Call family-owned Reno Regenerative Medicine at 775-218-9236.
Welcome back. Tonight, we're taking on a serious condition that can cause significant medical problems if not treated. It's called PAD, or peripheral artery disease, and it can lead from difficulty walking to an amputation. But luckily, we have an expert here, Dr. Brian Evans with Comprehensive Integrated Care. To break this down, PAD, Dr. Evans, what is it and why is it often called the silent killer?
Well, thank you for having me. PAD, peripheral artery disease, is the buildup of plaque on the inside of the arteries. Not only does it happen in the arteries that are going into your legs, but it happens in the arteries throughout your body. So arteries of your heart are the ones that are going up to your head. So when you start developing symptoms of PAD in your legs, which can be pain walking short distances, rest pain where you're sitting down or lying down, pain at night, or wounds on your feet that just aren't healing, that is an indication that this is happening and is happening throughout your body. Could lead to strokes or heart attacks. So it's something that should definitely be evaluated as soon as those symptoms are occurring.
It sounds like if someone at home is dealing with that, they know about it. It's a pretty painful condition. So what do doctors like you do to treat it?
So in terms of treating it, there's multiple ways of doing it. It's medical management. There are some medications that can help. It can be lifestyle modification, stop smoking, exercising more, moving more, using your body more. And if none of those are helping, then we can improve the blood flow from the inside out. Through a small little nick in the upper thigh, we can get a little tool inside the arteries that feed the legs, and we're essentially fancy plumbers where we're cleaning the inside of those arteries out.
I don't know about our live studio audience and our viewers at home, but it's pretty amazing what medicine can do now non-invasively. I mean, to do that without having to really cut open is pretty amazing.
It is quite amazing. It's the way we are moving in medicine right now. So through a small little nick in the skin, we can do quite a large amount of work on the inside, and patients go home about an hour after the procedure. It's all done in an outpatient facility, and all you have is a little Band-Aid.
And it sounds like this is a pretty quick procedure, and so do people start seeing results as quickly as it's pretty much taken care of?
People can start seeing results right away. When we're treating patients with PAD and say they have a wound to their foot that hasn't been healing, once we improve that blood flow, they can see some drastic changes very quickly.
Wow. Dr. Evans, thank you so much. Anybody in our live studio audience have any questions about peripheral artery disease?
Does it affect both legs or just one? Can it affect both legs?
PAD can definitely affect both legs. The development of the plaque happens throughout the arteries in the body, so nothing is really spared, so it can definitely go into both legs. And in terms of swelling in the legs, PAD can lead to swelling if there's infection or something called cellulitis, which is an infection of the soft tissues of the leg. But when we really see a significant amount of swelling in the legs, it can be some sort of vascular flow issue, but more than likely it could be related to the veins in the legs.
Thank you so much for those great questions. Dr. Evans, thank you for coming on the show.
Closed captioning for Aging and Awesome is brought to you by...
At Reno Eye Institute, you'll get the attention you deserve from a doctor who cares.
Well, my eyesight was declining fairly rapidly, so I was recommended to see Dr. Freeman. The surgery was an excellent success, and he was great to work with. I enjoyed it, and he was very professional at all times. I would strongly recommend Dr. Freeman and his staff.
At Reno Eye Institute, our focus is you.
Now accepting new patients. Call Reno Eye Institute today at 451-7268.
Welcome back to Aging and Awesome. You probably recognize Trudy Larson. She's been a part of the community forever.
Long time.
Yeah, you have been, right? You're in the public eye for public health.
Yes.
You know, always. Okay, so it's the 25th anniversary of the Hopes of Northern Nevada. Northern Nevada Hopes,
is.
right? And you were on the ground floor when this whole thing started, right?
I was. It's an interesting story, actually. We started seeing HIV patients at the county health department in 1990. It was the Board of Health knew that it was a problem that was really starting to show itself. So they allocated funds for about 50 people. We had 100 the first year. And it clearly became evident that the health department was not going to they couldn't manage this, right? And then the medications started coming out. They were expensive. They just couldn't do it. So we did a community engagement process with all the partners. And they recognized that it was not cost effective to do it in the hospital, so we needed a clinic. And ultimately, the brainstorming led to the creation of Hopes, which is a 501c3 nonprofit community clinic.
Right.
It was originally dedicated to doing AIDS and HIV care.
And it was originally like in a house. I mean, it was like in a small building.
It was a little building over by Renown, which was then Washoe, and they gave it to us for $1 a year to grow. But that's sort of where it started, with a very small group, basically. And we were always funded. I mean, I think this is a really critical part, because it was the Ryan White Care Act that was passed that provided federal money for these clinics. And part of providing clinical care, you had to do this as part of the grant, is you had to offer other services. So it wasn't just medical care, but these funds would pay for your medication. You needed to have connections to social work so that they could have assistance with their housing and assistance. You had to offer what we call wraparound services. You know, so all the things about social determinants of health. And our patients were extraordinarily vulnerable. You know, not only were they gay men, but they were substance use disorder patients who were addicted to their drugs and living on the streets. They were folks who couldn't speak English. It was just such a broad group. And I have to say, and I will say this always, is I learned so much from my patients because that's not the world I grew up in. Right. So for me, HOPES has always been about serving people where they're at, which is still our motto. Wherever people are at, that's where you serve them.
That process has become adopted by a lot of other places now.
Yes.
It's been recognized as the way to treat people.
It is a way. So that's what's so interesting about this. So the funding said you have to offer these services. You have to have case management. You have to have nurses that can help people, you know, wander through things, navigators essentially. Right. And so we perfected that way of doing work. So HOPES has always been about serving a community that didn't always get served. Right. And providing the services that they needed to be successful.
Where they need them.
Where they need them. It's right there. And so they can do all their things in one spot. Seriously, the outcomes are so wonderful to watch. It's really remarkable.
It's quite a success story. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your vision coming to fruition, and congratulations on 25 years.
Oh, I think it's a marvelous thing to be able to celebrate.
Thank you so much, Dr. Trudy Larson from Northern Nevada HOPES.
Arbor's Memory Care is proud to have served seniors in Reno-Sparks with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia for over 20 years. At Arbor's, it's families supporting families. We offer a unique partnership between our family of compassionate caregivers and your family to care for your loved one. When you choose Arbor's, you are partnering with a team of highly trained, compassionate professionals to provide the best care and quality of life possible. Our services are offered at one worry-free, all-inclusive fixed price. Let us welcome your loved one and family into the Arbor's family.
Eden Home Health is Northern Nevada's highest-rated home health for quality of patient care. You have a choice. Ask your doctor for the best in-home health care, Eden Home Health. And Eden Hospice. The personalized care team at Eden Hospice is dedicated to focusing on your loved one's quality of life during a difficult time. Eden Hospice's mission is to ensure dignity for every patient. Find out how Eden Hospice can help your family by calling 841-6123. Living at Lakeside Manor, an independent senior living community in the heart of Reno, means pleasure for the residents and peace of mind for their families. Rooms are available now, starting at $15.80 a month. Take a tour of Lakeside Manor today. NV Legal Docs LLC, they are the Trust Masters, is a proud sponsor of Aging and Awesome, providing affordable wills, trusts, and estate planning document services. They are much different than your typical expensive law firm, offering flat fee pricing customized for each family. Having a trust is so important, and the NV Legal Docs team will explain at their no-cost, no-pressure seminar. Book your spot today and give them a call at 775-683-3100. Living trusts, don't leave Earth without one.
If you're 64 or 65 and newly eligible for Medicare, you only have a few months to enroll, or you may incur a late enrollment penalty. By understanding Medicare now, you'll have time to get a full picture of the choices that are right for you. Join experts from Senior Care Plus for a free ABCs of Medicare seminar to learn about Medicare and the options available to you. Sign up at seniorcareplus.com or call 775-982-3158 today.
It is an absolutely gorgeous springtime day here in Reno, and today is really special for the entire city because we have a guest from a faraway land known as Dayton, Nevada. But it's Sheila Steele, everybody. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
You've seen Sheila before. She's been on the show with her wonderful Dance Fit of Carson City, which was something that we love to feature because it keeps people active and healthy. Sheila, welcome to Kai's Cab.
Hey, thanks, Kai. Good to be here.
And I got to tell everybody at home, happy 77th birthday!
Yay! And I'm not getting any older. I've just been young a very long time, Kai.
See, that's the spirit. That's why we love Sheila, and we're so excited to have you on the cab because you're great. So you ready to play?
Well, let's go for it.
Get 3 out of 4 questions right today, Sheila, and you're a winner. Here we go. Question number 1. Which baby animal is called a kid? A, a cat, B, a horse, C, a goat, or D, a sheep?
Well, I think it's a goat, honey.
Goat is correct. Okay, you knew that one right away. I'm going to try and stump you here on question number 2, okay? Dorothy, Rose, Blanche, and Sophia were the stars of which TV series? A, Friends, B, Star Trek, C, Leave It to Beaver, or D, The Golden Girl?
Oh, that's an easy one. It's The Golden Girl.
I knew you'd get that one right. Look at you. You are a golden girl.
Well, I just about am, yeah.
That's correct, Sheila. Okay. Let me dig deep here for a tough one. You're doing too good. But I want you to win because it's your birthday. Could you imagine not winning on your birthday?
No, I can't.
All right, Sheila. Question number 3. Let's get this one right. What does www stand for in a website address?
I can't believe
Should I read? Should I not read the options?
No, don't read them. I think it would be fun.
Here they are. Is it A, World Wide Web, B, wherever, whenever, whomever?
Oh, gosh.
C, working with the world, or D, worshiping web wizards?
Oh, gosh. Duh. Okay, number 1, World Wide Web.
World Wide Web! Yay! Happy birthday, Sheila! You are a winner! You've been so wonderful. Again, thank you what you do for our community. I really love your spirit, and I love to give everybody who comes in the cab, who's brave enough, 15 seconds. Say whatever you want to the world. What is it?
Always have something joyful in your heart. For me, it's joyful movement. I mean, happy dance to the 60s music. I mean, when was music any better?
You are the best, Sheila. Thank you so much for playing. You're invited anytime.
Thank you.
Kai's Cab is presented by Senior Care Plus, the only Nevada-based not-for-profit Medicare Advantage plan serving Washoe County and Carson City. Senior Care Plus, for the healthiest reasons.
That's about it for this week, but next week we're going to show you how the Sterling Silver Club over at Renown, how they reach out to celebrate others, including patients and even their own healthcare workers. It involves creativity and canines. You're not going to want to miss that. That's Saturday at 7 p.m. right here on CBS in Northern Nevada.
And now this week's celebrations. Our friend Maria Sheehan, someone we've showcased on the show before, has won even more awards.
What?
Check this out. She won gold in Las Vegas in the INBA bodybuilding competition. She competed in the sports competition, the classic bathing suits, and the bikini contest, and brought home the gold. And let me just add this, she's 75. Well done, Maria.
Now, don't forget to send us your accomplishments, your celebrations, reaching all your goals. Just send them all to agingandawesome@gmail.com.
And don't forget our sponsors who make this show possible. A huge thank you to
Trustmasters,
the Medicare Store,
the Better Business Bureau,
Eden Hospice and Eden Home Health,
Nevada Rural County's Retired Senior Volunteer Program,
Morningstar Senior Living of Sparks,
Reno Regenerative Medicine,
Lakeside Manor,
Marcia Rambeau with Realty One Group Eminence,
Nevada Aging and Disability Services Division,
Reno Eye Institute,
the TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of Reno,
Arbor's Memory Care,
and Senior Care Plus. And we'll see you back here next week.